My dear one, today I want you to know this. You are safe here. In this moment, right where you are safe to breathe, to feel, and to come home to yourself. You may be carrying things that feel heavy on your heart. Perhaps there's a sense of confusion or sadness. Maybe something in your life feels off, like a gentle ache that you can't quite name. That is okay. So many are feeling this, and you are not alone. These emotions are not signs of weakness. They are invitations to come back into truth, into clarity, into the deep, unwavering love that has always lived within you. We often think that truth is something outside of us, something final or harsh, but I want you to gently release that idea. The truth is not a punishment. It is not a loud voice judging or scolding. The truth is a quiet, loving presence that lives inside your heart. It is not something you have to find. It is something you allow yourself to remember. And when you do, it doesn't push you away. It welcomes you back. Truth is not here to tear you down. It is here to return you to love, because love is what you are made of. Sometimes, when we've been hurt or disappointed, we build walls around the heart. We protect it, thinking that's how we'll stay safe. And in doing so, we may silence the gentle truth that wants to rise inside. But your truth will never hurt you. The world might have taught you to be afraid of speaking up, of being honest with yourself, of saying no when something doesn't feel right. But that fear was not born from your spirit. It was learned. And what was learned can be unlearned. You can come back to yourself slowly, lovingly, one small breath at a time. There is a soft space within you that has never been wounded, a place that still remembers who you truly are. It remembers your kindness. It remembers your laughter. It remembers your power. This place holds your truth, not the truth others expect of you, not the one shaped by past pain, but the truth that says, you are worthy of love just as you are. When you begin to listen to this space again, you begin to heal, you begin to soften, you begin to return. So take this moment with me. Gently close your eyes if you wish. Breathe in, breathe out, and place your hand over your heart. Feel its rhythm. It has carried you through so much. You've survived days you thought you couldn't. And through it all, this quiet truth inside you waited patiently for your return. It doesn't demand anything of you. It simply asks you to listen, to trust, to believe that love is your natural state. The truth is not a stranger. It is not foreign or frightening. It is the soft whisper that says, you deserve peace. It's the feeling in your belly when something doesn't sit right. It's the lightness you feel when you finally speak from your heart. It's the tears that rise when you release a lie you've carried too long. The truth sets you free, not by forcing anything, but by showing you that there is nothing more powerful than being who you are, fully, completely, and lovingly. And maybe today, that truth is simply this: I need rest, or I am hurting, or I am ready for something new. That's enough. Truth doesn't always come in big revelations. Sometimes it arrives in a whisper at the edge of your awareness, and if you are gentle enough to pause and listen, it will speak to you. It always has. You are not broken. You are not too late. There is nothing wrong with you. You are simply being guided back into love, back into truth, back into the wholeness that has always been yours. Let yourself be softened by this remembering. You don't need to force it. You don't need to rush. You don't need to prove. Your being is already enough. Your presence is already powerful. Your truth is already love. Truth, when honored, doesn't take you away from others. It brings you closer to life. closer to joy, closer to peace. It helps you align with what feels real and right for your soul, even if others don't understand it, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. Each time you choose truth, your truth, you are choosing love, and love will never abandon you. It may look different than what you've known before. It may ask you to let go of some things, but it will always lead you back to yourself. You were never meant to live pretending. You were never meant to shrink. You were never meant to silence your inner voice to make others comfortable. You were meant to glow from within, to walk gently with honesty and kindness, to speak with clarity, to live in peace with your body, your mind, and your spirit. And yes, it takes courage, but the courage is already in you. All you have to do is take one small step each day in the direction of truth. Let this be one of those steps. Right now, tell yourself this: it is safe for me to be honest with myself. Feel the power in that. Feel the peace that follows. It doesn't mean you have all the answers yet. It just means you're willing to live with more love, more light, more presence, and that is more than enough. In this space we've opened together, let truth be your companion. Let love be your guide, and let the soft unfolding of your heart remind you again and again that the truth will always set you back into love. Because love is where you belong. It always has been. You might be wondering what truth really means. Sometimes the word itself feels so serious, as if it must be something written in stone, something absolute and final. But truth, in the spiritual and emotional sense, is not cold or rigid. It is not something that demands perfection. Truth is alive. It is gentle. It moves with you, grows with you, breathes with you, and it lives inside of you, not outside. Truth is the voice within that says, "This feels right for me," or "This doesn't sit well in my spirit." It isn't about proving anything to anyone else. It's about aligning your life with what brings you peace. Truth does not compete. It doesn't shout. It doesn't shame. It simply stands quietly in the core of your being, waiting for your attention. And when you give it that attention, even for a moment, something inside begins to shift. Something begins to heal. Many were taught that truth is only what can be explained or agreed upon, but that's not always how it works in the realm of the soul. The truth of your heart might not always match the expectations of others. It might not always look like what you were told was right. But when it's your truth, deep and loving, it will never lead you astray. It brings ease, not confusion. It brings lightness, not fear. Truth often shows up in quiet ways. It's in the calm you feel when you make a decision that honors your boundaries. It's in the relief that comes when you stop trying to be something you're not. It's in the peace you find when you sit in silence and feel at home. These are not loud or dramatic things. They are soft but powerful. They are the roots of your well-being. There is a part of you that has always known the truth, even before you had the words for it. As a child, you knew when something felt good and when something didn't. But over time, you may have learned to ignore that wisdom. You were taught to please, to adapt, to survive, and there is no shame in that. It's what many do. But now you have the opportunity to come back, to remember what your body, your heart, your spirit have been whispering all along. When you start honoring your truth, things begin to change. The mind quiets, the body relaxes. Life feels less like a performance and more like a homecoming. You are no longer chasing approval. You are living from your center, and from this center, life begins to open. New paths appear. Peace becomes more constant. You trust yourself more. You love yourself more. You may not always be able to explain your truth. That's okay. Sometimes truth is a feeling, a knowing, a sense that cannot be put into words, and you don't need permission to live by it. Your truth is valid because it is yours, and when you honor it, you align with the flow of the universe. You stop swimming against the current. You start gliding with grace. So gently ask yourself now, what is true for me today? Don't force an answer. Let it rise. Maybe it's a whisper. Maybe it's a full sentence. Maybe it's just a breath. Trust whatever comes. The truth doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be felt. There are times in life when you might feel lost, disconnected, or unsure. And in those moments, it's tempting to look outward, to ask others what you should do, to seek someone else's opinion, to follow the crowd. But the deepest guidance will always come from within. The truth that brings you peace is the one worth listening to. And that truth is always there, waiting to be heard. You don't need to rush this process. Truth unfolds in layers. Sometimes you see only a glimpse. Other times it washes over you like a wave. Each moment of clarity is a gift. Each time you choose truth, you are choosing to come home to yourself. So let the truth be your compass. Not the kind that demands, but the kind that gently points you toward peace. And know that every time you honor that inner knowing, you are saying yes to love, yes to healing, yes to the life you were always meant to live. And yes, that life begins with truth. It begins with you. So many times, the world teaches a kind of forgetting. It encourages turning away from the inner voice, the soft nudge of wisdom that comes not from logic or explanation, but from a quiet sense of knowing. Over time, this turning away becomes a habit, and the more we practice ignoring our truth, the further we drift from ourselves and from love. Often this begins very early. Maybe there was a moment when it felt unsafe to say what you really felt. Perhaps it was met with disapproval or discomfort, so you learned ever so gently to silence that part of you that spoke from truth. You adapted, you adjusted, you found ways to belong, to avoid conflict, to be accepted. And while this may have brought temporary peace on the outside, something deep inside grew quiet, waiting. Disconnection from truth rarely happens all at once. It's subtle, like a soft fog that rolls in, covering the light that once guided you. It might show up as a knot in your stomach when you say yes, but mean no. It might be the heaviness you feel after staying quiet when your heart wanted to speak. These are not failures. They are signs. Signs that truth is still alive in you, gently nudging, softly calling you home. When we begin to live by what others expect, rather than what resonates within, the distance between who we are and how we live grows wider. This distance can show up in many ways: anxiety, resentment, fatigue. The body carries what the heart cannot express. And yet, even here, the body is not punishing you. It's simply communicating. Every ache, every tension is a message asking, can we come back to truth? There is no shame in forgetting. There is no judgment in getting lost. All of it is part of the journey. What matters now is that you are beginning to listen again. You are beginning to soften toward yourself, to say, maybe I don't need to pretend anymore. Maybe I am allowed to be honest with what I feel. That honesty is sacred. It is not dramatic. It is not selfish. It is healing. Even when truth feels difficult, even when it brings change, it never harms. Only the denial of truth causes suffering. The longer we hold in what needs to be acknowledged, the more it weighs us down. But truth lifts, it lightens, it gives us breath. And in that breath, there is relief, there is clarity, there is peace. Disconnection is not who you are. It is a pattern, a story learned from others. And what is learned can be unlearned. Right now, in this moment, you can choose to step toward your truth again. You don't have to know exactly what it is. You don't have to explain it to anyone. You simply have to be willing to stop running from yourself. Perhaps you've been so used to pleasing, fixing, helping, performing, that you forgot the sound of your own heart. But your heart has not forgotten you. It waits patiently without pressure. It beats with hope. Hope that one day you will sit still long enough to hear it say, "Come home." Coming home to truth is not a sudden shift. It's a daily returning, a quiet choosing, a gentle yes to what is real for you. And the more often you say yes, the more natural it becomes. The fog begins to lift. The light starts to shine again, not from outside, but from within. And it is that light, your truth, that leads you back into love. The kind of love that doesn't ask you to change. The kind that embraces all of you, even the parts still learning, even the parts still healing. Awareness is the first breath of healing. It's the light that enters the room after the window is opened, not to expose, but to warm, to nourish, to guide. When you begin to observe what you feel without trying to change it, something powerful happens. You become free, free from the need to fix, to explain, to control. You simply become present. Awareness is not about judgment. It is not about deciding what is good or bad. It is about seeing, feeling, honoring. When you ask yourself, what is true for me in this moment, you open a door to understanding, to gentleness, to compassion. You begin to meet yourself where you are, not where you think you should be. There is so much wisdom in your body, in the way your breath tightens when something feels wrong, in the way your shoulders soften when you're safe. Your body remembers the truth, even when your mind has been taught to forget. Listen to it. Trust its messages. Let it show you where you are holding pain. Let it show you what brings peace. You might feel uncertain. You might ask, is this really my truth, or is it just what I've been told to believe? That question alone is a gift. It means you are awakening. It means you are beginning to see the layers, the stories, the inherited beliefs that no longer serve you. And with each layer you peel back, you become more free. Awareness is like a gentle mirror. It shows you not only what hurts, but also what heals. It reflects the beauty that still lives in you, the love that has never left. When you are aware, you no longer have to run. You no longer have to hide. You simply stand softly and say, this is me right now, and that is enough. One way to grow this awareness is to take time each day to pause. Sit quietly. Place a hand over your heart or on your belly. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? Don't rush to answer. Don't try to fix. Just be with it, even if the feeling is uncomfortable. Even if it doesn't make sense, let it speak. Let it be heard. In that space of listening, clarity begins to form. You begin to notice what thoughts bring tension and which bring ease. You begin to understand which parts of your life are aligned with love and which are asking for change. This is not about rushing to fix everything. It's about building trust with yourself, about learning to be honest, not just with others, but within. You are not here to live by someone else's truth. You are here to live from your own deep knowing. That knowing might be quiet at first. It might feel distant. But the more you turn inward with kindness, the louder it becomes, the clearer it becomes. It becomes your guide, your compass, your anchor. Let yourself be curious. Let yourself wonder without fear. When you feel a knot in your stomach, ask, is this coming from truth or from fear? When you feel tension in your shoulders, ask, what am I holding here? These small questions open wide doors, doors to freedom, doors to peace. You do not have to solve everything today. You only have to be willing to look, to feel, to know, and to treat what you find with kindness. That is awareness. That is the beginning of truth. And that truth will always, always bring you closer to love. Guilt is a heavy coat many wear without realizing. Shame is a shadow that follows silently. Fear is a tightness that wraps around the chest and whispers unkind things. But none of these are part of your true self. They are visitors, learned visitors, and they can be gently released. You may have believed that guilt is necessary, that it proves you care, but guilt does not heal. It binds. It makes you smaller. It keeps you stuck in cycles of apology and self-blame. And while guilt may feel familiar, it is not your home. You are not meant to live beneath its weight. Shame often begins as a seed planted long ago, a word spoken harshly, a moment of rejection, a belief formed in pain. And over time, that seed can grow into silence, into hiding, into the belief that you are not enough. But you are enough. You have always been. And the shame does not belong to you. It was given to you. You do not have to keep it. Fear is a protector. It tries to keep you safe. But when it grows too loud, it stops you from living. It stops you from loving. It tells stories that are not true, stories that say you will be hurt or left or unworthy. But fear is not truth. Fear is a reaction, and reactions can be softened with love. So how do we let go of these? Not by force, not by rejection, but by welcoming, by saying to the guilt, to the shame, to the fear, I see you. I understand why you came. But I do not need you now. You are not who I am. One gentle practice is forgiveness, not as a duty, not as a performance, but as a soft release. You can sit quietly, place a hand over your heart and say, I forgive myself for not knowing what I know now. I forgive myself for trying to survive. I forgive myself for carrying what was never mine. Say it as often as you need. Whisper it until it feels true. Mirror work can be a powerful support. Stand before a mirror, look softly into your own eyes, and say, I love you. I forgive you. You are enough. At first, it may feel strange, but with time, something begins to shift. The walls begin to melt. The heart begins to open. You are not the guilt. You are not the shame. You are not the fear. You are the awareness behind them. You are the love that remains when they are gone. And every time you choose kindness over criticism, you are healing. Every time you breathe through the fear instead of running from it, you are reclaiming your truth. You don't need to be perfect to be free. You don't need to have all the answers to begin healing. You simply need to be willing to believe that maybe, just maybe, love is more true than guilt, that softness is more powerful than shame, that your inner peace is worth more than your fear, This is how you return, not in grand gestures, but in soft moments, in quiet choices, in simple breaths, one moment of forgiveness, one loving affirmation, one step toward gentleness, again and again. And in each of these steps, you are moving closer to yourself, closer to truth, closer to love. There is something magical that happens when you begin to return to your body, not as a machine to fix, but as a sacred home to honor. So many walk through life feeling disconnected from their physical selves, as if the body is something separate, something to silence, something to push beyond. But your body is wise. It is a beautiful, intelligent part of your healing. It holds not only the pain, but also the key to your return. When you begin to listen with love, your body becomes your greatest ally. It will tell you in its own language what is true for you. It will soften when something feels safe and tense when something does not. This language is subtle, but it is always honest. It never lies. And when you start to pay attention, your body and mind begin to work together instead of against each other. Let love be the bridge between your thoughts and your body. Imagine placing your hand on your heart, not to fix anything, but simply to say, I'm here, I'm listening. In that touch, there is healing. In that stillness, there is presence. You don't have to understand everything to be kind to yourself. The kindness itself is enough. The thoughts you think create the feelings you experience. They shape your inner world and often reflect in the outer world too. When the thoughts are filled with love, your body responds with ease. The muscles relax, the breath flows freely. You feel safe, even in uncertainty. This is not about controlling your mind. It's about choosing the thoughts that nourish you, one gentle moment at a time. Try this. As you move through your day, quietly say to yourself, it is safe for me to feel peace. Let that be your anchor. Say it when you're walking. Say it while making tea. Say it when you feel overwhelmed. Each repetition is a drop of love, returning you to your natural state. Your truth lives in your body. Your body is a sacred space, not something to criticize, but something to cherish, not something to punish, but something to embrace. It carries your emotions. It carries your wisdom. It carries your love. Every time you slow down and bring loving attention to your breath, your hands, your chest, you are saying, I matter. You are reminding your body that it is safe to be alive, safe to feel, safe to heal. This simple act of coming home to your body is one of the most powerful things you can do. So let love guide you back, not just in thought, but in touch, in stillness, in movement. Let it be gentle. Let it be enough. Let it bring your mind and body into harmony, where truth flows easily and love becomes your natural rhythm. Speaking from your truth does not require a stage. It doesn't require shouting or explaining or convincing. Often, it is found in the quiet decisions you make, the boundaries you gently honor, the way you speak kindly to yourself even when no one is listening. Living from truth is not a performance. It is a daily choice. And that choice often begins with a whisper that says, this no longer feels right for me, or this brings me peace. Truth does not ask for permission. It asks for presence. It asks you to trust that what you feel matters, that your voice matters, that your needs matter. You might have been taught to doubt yourself, to believe that someone else knows better, but no one else can live your life. No one else can feel what you feel, and no one else can speak for your heart. That is your sacred task. And when you honor it, life begins to unfold with greater ease. There is great strength in a soft no. There is deep power in walking away without anger. Truth does not need drama. It needs clarity. When you are clear with yourself, you no longer need to explain. You live with integrity. You walk with alignment. You glow with inner peace. Try this gentle practice. Each morning, take a few minutes to sit quietly and ask yourself, what truth wants to be heard today? Then listen. Don't force. Just allow whatever comes to rise. It may be a thought, a feeling, a desire, or even a memory. Write it down. Honor it. Let it guide your choices throughout the day. This is not about being right. It is about being real. And when you are real with yourself, you begin to attract relationships, experiences, and environments that feel like home. You no longer have to perform. You no longer have to pretend. You can simply be. And that is the most powerful way to live. Truth expressed is love in action. And love, when expressed with honesty and care, creates beauty. It creates healing. It creates a life that feels authentic and free. So speak gently, speak clearly, speak from the heart. Even in silence, let your truth guide your steps. You are safe to express what you feel. You are safe to ask for what you need. You are safe to be yourself. In your truth, there is freedom. In your truth, there is peace. In your truth, there is love. The universe is not separate from your truth. It is aligned with it. When you live in truth, you live in harmony with the flow of life. Things begin to unfold more naturally. You stop chasing. You stop forcing. You begin receiving. Have you noticed how things fall into place when you're at peace with your choices? That is the power of alignment. When your inner world reflects your truth, your outer world begins to mirror that back. The right connections arrive. The next steps reveal themselves. Doors open, not through effort, but through resonance. This doesn't mean that challenges disappear. It means you meet them with clarity. You make choices that feel good in your soul, even if they don't make sense to others. That kind of living is powerful. It is sacred, and it is available to you at all times. Say to yourself, my truth supports me. The universe supports my truth. Feel how soft and strong that feels. Feel the freedom in that knowing. When you walk in truth, you walk in partnership with all that is good, all that is light, all that is loving. Truth is not always about answers. Sometimes it's about questions, and the willingness to live the questions until they become clear. Trust that the answers will come. They always do. Often when you are quiet, often when you are still, often when you are simply being yourself without resistance. The more you choose truth, the more you choose peace. The more you choose peace, the more you become magnetic to joy. This is not just an idea. It is a living energy. When you are truthful, you are powerful. When you are loving, you are magnetic. And when you combine both, your life transforms. Let each moment be an invitation to ask, is this my truth? If the answer is yes, feel the ease. If the answer is no, gently release what is not yours. The universe always fills the space you clear with something better, something more aligned, something more loving. So trust your path, trust your voice, trust your truth. It will never leave you empty. It will never lead you astray. It will always, always bring you back into love. Healing doesn't happen by accident. It happens through intention, through small, consistent choices, through loving attention to your inner world. This is where rituals become powerful, not because they are complex, but because they bring you back to presence. Start simple. Begin your day with a moment of quiet. Place your hand on your heart and say, "Today, I choose to live from truth." Let that be enough. You don't need an elaborate routine. You need sincerity. You need kindness. Mirror affirmations can be deeply healing. Look softly into your own eyes and say, "You are doing beautifully. You are enough. Your truth matters." Speak to yourself as you would to a beloved friend, gently, lovingly, with patience. When criticism arises, and it will, meet it with curiosity. Instead of believing every thought, ask, "Is this loving? Is this helpful?" If it is not, you do not need to keep it. Replace it with something softer, something kinder, something true. Keep a small notebook with you. At the end of each day, write down one truth you honored. Maybe it was resting when you were tired. Maybe it was saying no. Maybe it was allowing yourself to cry. These are victories. Celebrate them. They are signs of your return. Let your body be your ally. Nourish it. Move it in ways that feel good. Listen to what it needs. Your body is not a problem to solve. It is a partner to cherish. When you treat it with love, it responds with trust. You don't have to do everything at once. Healing is not a race. It is a rhythm. Follow your own. Trust your own. Allow yourself to unfold at your own pace. There is no destination. There is only presence. And that presence is enough. You are building a life that reflects your truth, a life of softness, of strength, of sacred peace. Let each day be a step. Let each breath be a reminder. You are doing the work. You are returning to love. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are blossoming. You are remembering what it means to live from the heart, and that is a beautiful thing. So, let us take a deep breath now, and let us release. Let us return to the place where all truth begins, the heart, the quiet center within that has never been lost, that has always known, that has always waited. You are not what the world told you. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are a beautiful, whole being, returning to your own truth, returning to your own love. And yes, sometimes the road is winding. Sometimes there are tears. But even in the hard moments, your truth remains. It is the light in the darkness. It is the voice that whispers, "Keep going." You are not alone. You are more powerful than you know, more loved than you realize, more worthy than you've been told. And every time you honor your truth, you heal the past. You soften the present. You create a future filled with light. So let us end with this soft knowing. The truth will always set you back into love. Let that truth live in you today. Let it rise. Let it guide. Let it be enough. You are safe now. You are loved, and you are free.